So today I'm going to show you how to create this look over here. This time I picked a different palette. I went more neutral for those who don't feel really comfortable using bright colors. This time also I decided to do the video a little bit different. This time I have my entire face done one side, this one over here, and then I just show you how to do the other side. I feel it's less time consuming and you'd still be able to understand the process of how to achieve this look. But if you have any questions, of course, just comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So that's it. Stay tuned if you like. On this side, I only have the foundation. I'm using Cover FX CC Cream. I have the brows, as you can tell, and the primer. For the primer, I use the Kat Von D Prime and Conceal Primer. And to start with the eyes, I'm using this pretty much only the Shade and Light palette, and I'm gonna start like always with a base color, and that color from the palettes up there is from the neutral palette, the neutral side of the palette, and we're just gonna put that all over the eyelid. Like I always say, this is great. It's gonna help us not just open the eye, but also it's gonna help us blend the rest of the eyeshadows that we will be applying later. After we apply the base, this one we're gonna move to this color over here. And I'm using the same brush, which is a blending brush number 27 from Sephora collection, the Pro collection. And I'm starting from down here, the eye socket, and I'm gonna blend it all the way up, all the way in, I should say. And also bring and drag that color up. So a tip for you guys, if you start blending an eyeshadow brush, if you start blending an eyeshadow and the guy just don't want to move from one spot, you can rotate between this color and this color just to make it, just to help it blend and make it softer, because sometimes it just happens. Don't feel afraid to mix it. I forgot to apply the highlight in the inner corners and down the brow bone, so I'm using this color, which is the lightest shade from the palette. And that goes just right underneath here. And in the inner corners of the eyes. So we're gonna start adding the dark part of the contour. So for that, I'm gonna use this friend to help it create this look, and this is from Makeup Forever. It's brush number 234, and I'm going to use the slanted sides of the brush to create this dark color or create that contour. And using this black color from the palette, I'm going to grab just a little bit from the sides of the brush. With a tissue, I'm going to wipe the other side and tap the excess so I don't end up with a lot of eyeshadow fallouts. And I'm going to press the brush, creating an angle between the outer corner of your eye and the tail of your brow. And the first step is pretty much outlining that shape. Then we will worry about adding the color. How pretty. Not really. But yeah, it's just a little bit. We're not really blending or anything, we're just creating that either V or C shape in the outer corners. Now that we have that done, we're gonna go back to a blending brush, and now we're gonna blend that color from the outside in, rotating between the black color and this color to help us blend. Now, because using the blending brush, okay, I already blended the black, but I still want to add a little bit warm, a little bit of warmer tones up here. But I'm not gonna be able to do that with a big brush or a fluffy brush or a blending brush. So I'm gonna move on and change the brush for this dome shape brush from Makeup Forever. This is the 216. And basically, because I already have the black, I don't really need more. I'm gonna just add a little bit more of this color right on top of the black and blending it upwards. Adding the brown over here is gonna add a more gradient transition between the brown and the warm browns and the black that we put on the outer corners. Moving on, so now I already have the crease blended, my eyelids, everything. All I have to do pretty much is clean it a little bit now. And for that, I'm going to use the concealer. I'm going to use again the Sephora Collection Bright Future Concealer in Cascade, or number 7. And I'm going to apply that right underneath the eyes and clean upward right here. I'm going to drag that color down also, just to highlight, starting the highlighting process. I'm going to use the Beauty Blender now to just blend all that concealer and eyeshadow. You can tell right away the definition. And that's it. Now, all you have to do pretty much after this is create a cat eye. And to create this cat eye, I used the same brush that comes with the Tarte eyeliners. You can tell right away right now that it's just one of my favorite eyeliners. I'll promise for next video I'll try something different. But for now we're just gonna use this one. And I personally, for those who struggle, I know there's a bunch of videos on YouTube how to do a cat eye, but for me personally, I start doing the line right in the center and determine how thick I want, you know, that allows me to determine how thick I want my line for the cat eye. Now that I already finished applying the eyeliner on the top, I'm gonna move on with NARS black eyeliner called, it's actually from the Larger Than Light Connection Via Benito. And I'm just gonna put that in the waterline. Just like that. And it's okay if you see this and this, because we're gonna go ahead and apply eyeshadow. And for that, we're gonna go back to this brush, the one by Makeup Forever, the one with 280, the 234. And using this color, we're gonna apply that all the way on the bottom, right on top of the lashes. So you first pat it, I guess, and then just, we'll first press it and then blend it. Okay, the last step for the eyes is mascara. I'm gonna use the Dior Show mascara. the new formulation. And I'm gonna do a couple of layers of that just to get the fake lash effect. Okay, so finally time for highlight. And for that, I'm gonna use this palette. I used them in the past video, the Jaclyn Hill, Becca Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm gonna use the Champagne Pop right in the center. Sorry, the light is terrible. I'm using an angled brush. Apply this over here. And up here. A little bit on my chin, the bridge of my nose and the forehead, just a little bit though. Okay, that's about it. Now, from the Anastasia medium to dark contour palette, I'm gonna use Nutmeg, this color, to create a little bit of contour. It is an extremely warm shade, so I actually bring it, blend it upwards and then mix it really well with my blush. Because again, it's so warm it almost looks like a blush. Like I said, we're just gonna blend it upward. And then whatever is left, just bring up to the forehead. With the same shape, same brush, we're just gonna apply that right down here. We're gonna extend it back to the ear and blend downward. Okay. And lastly, the blush. I'm gonna use this one over here. I got it on my Z palette. Let me see if I can get it actually out so I can read it. It's the number 6 blush by Sephora Collection. And using the tip of the brush, so that way I don't grab a lot of product. Put it in the apple of the cheeks and then blend upward. And we're gonna mix that with the contour shade and with the highlight. Okay, and finally, now we have our complexion. We're gonna set it with the Make It Forever Mist and Fix. And we're gonna apply a lip color. So for this one, I actually picked Lolita because it's like such an everyday neutral shade. So I think it's gonna be perfect and elegant to complete this look. A red lip will look really good as well if you want to turn it more, give that holiday twist to it. So you can definitely do any color pretty much you want. Got the lip here. And when I'm working with lip stains, I always like lip line first. And then I worry about filling in the rest. Okay, so this is it. This is how it should look. If you have any questions, any suggestions, again, just let me know below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. That's it.